you're going to learn about the different kinds of random acts of kindness that they do. So I will read you this story. It actually kind of reminded me of your class a little bit. I'm going to have to take those off. Put those right there. It was cold, it was rainy, and Mrs. Ruler's class had not been outside all week. The students were getting jumpy and grumpy. Anaya and Tawana whispered during story time. David pulled Racolita's ponytail. Racolita stole his hat. Then David grabbed Connor's hat and threw it into the hall. "That's enough! Too rough!" shouted Mrs. Ruler. "Now, tell, why do you think I've kept you in from recess?" We were acting up," mumbled Connor. "That's right. You were being mean to one another. And you acted as if it's cool to be mean. But it is not. What is a cooler way to act?" Racolita woke and spoke up. "Kindness is cooler, Mrs. Ruler," she said. "Bravo! A slice of nice makes a mile of smile. You 5 need to practice being kind. During the next few days, I want you to perform 5 acts of kindness for your families. Then in show and tell, you can share what you did with the rest of the class." David scowled. "What if I don't feel like being kind?" he asked. Mrs. Ruler smiled. "Good deeds fill needs. Count on me, you'll see," she said. The next day, Anaya and Tawana could not wait for show and tell. When it was their turn, they ran to the front of the class. "We did 10 acts of kindness last night," said Tawana. "Before dinner, I made special placemats." "I set the table," said Anaya. "I drew hearts on the napkins to show Mom we love her," said Tawana. "I grated the cheese for the macaroni," said Anaya. "I helped make the salad," said Tawana. "And after dinner, we carried the dishes to the sink," said Anaya. "And I loaded the dishwasher," said Tawana. "While I took out the garbage," added Anaya. "Then I sponged off the table," said Tawana. "And I straightened up the chairs," finished Anaya. "Mom told us how much she liked our homework. It put her in a good mood. Such a good mood that we wanted to do more nice things for her." Okay, please don't get up and go out, okay? Thank you. "Bravo," said Mrs. Ruler. 10 kind acts will lead to more. Give me the chalk and I'll keep score." Then she wrote the twins' deeds on the blackboard. And when she was finished, she looked at David. "What about you?" she asked. "Did you practice too?" "No," said David. "I just couldn't get into it." "Oh my, please try." "Kindness is cooler," said Mrs. Ruler. After school, Racolita invited Connor over for a play date. She had a new dog and a big family. So there were lots of ways Racolita and Connor could practice being kind. In show and tell the next day, they shared kindness with the class. "We took Puddles for a walk," said Raquelita, "and we threw him a ball." "I filled his water dish," said Connor, "and I gave him some puppy chow," said Raquelita. "Puppy chow? Wow," said Mrs. Ruler. "Then we built a block tower with my little brother," said Raquelita, "and gave Abuelo and Abuelita their canes before they could walk." "We also helped Raquelita's dad carry his groceries in from the car," said Connor. "And I gave my baby sister her bottle," said Raquelita. "I count 8 and 8 is great," said Mrs. Ruler. "That's not all," said Connor. "When I got home, I took in the mail. I carried the clean laundry upstairs." "Bravo," said Mrs. Ruler. "All together, you did 10. "And how much do the twin tin acts and your tin make?" 20, shouted the class. "That's right," said Mrs. Ruler. 20 is plenty. But how about you, David? What did you do?" "Too few for you," said David. The class laughed. "I told my brother I liked his haircut, and I let him use my comb. That's all I could think of." "Well, that's a good start. Keep doing your part," said Mrs. Ruler. Lauren raised her hand. "I'd like to try some acts of kindness when I get home today," she said. "Okay, hooray," said Mrs. Ruler. "Let's turn this into a class project. For the rest of the week, I'd like you to bring in some acts of kindness you've done at home. I will write your acts of paper hearts and put them on the bulletin board. And I will also add the ones from the blackboard." More acts of kindness. Put away clothes, vacuum the living room rug, shelve the books, let my big brother use my computer, told Dad I liked his shirt, got sister a Band-Aid when she skinned her knee, and more kindness. Cleaned my room, fed the goldfish, emptied the wastebaskets, watered houseplants, put groceries away, drew pictures with my little sister, told my sister that she had nice tea. The class really came through. "We have so many, we'll need another wall," Mrs. Ruler exclaimed. "Let's count." 1, 2, 3, the kids counted until they reached 35. "Bravo," said their teacher. "Now, try skip counting by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, shouted the class. "That's right, you're bright," said Mrs. Ruler. "We should keep going with this project. Now, let's try some acts of kindness at school. I'll add those to the wall, too. Do not forget, a slice of nice makes a mile of smile." As Mrs. Ruler kept cutting out more hearts, Connor and Pablo tried some school kindness, too. They invited David to sit with them at lunch. But when they had finished their sandwiches, David took one of Connor's cookies. "Hey, quit it," said Connor. He grabbed David's lunch bag and threw it over his head. "Stop," cried Pablo. "Don't you remember what Mrs. Ruler said? Good deeds fill needs." "David, don't grab. And Connor, you still have 4 cookies. Why don't you share them with David and me?" "Oops," said Connor, "you're right. For a moment I forgot about being kind." And Connor gave some cookies to his friends. "I agree. Here are 3. Yum, said David. I'm going to ask my babysitter to help me make cookies when I get home. And then you can bring them to school, said Pablo, and share them with the whole class, said Connor. And Mrs. Ruler will congratulate me for being extra kind, said David, but I still won't have done as many kind acts as everyone else. So, think of other things to catch up, said Pablo. David didn't have to think for long. That afternoon, when Caitlin was cleaning the gerbil's cage, the gerbils got loose. One even jumped to the window ledge. Mrs. Ruler hopped on a chair. Eek! Squeak! She cried. Everyone ran for cover but David. He chased the gerbils, he scooped them up one by one, and then he set them back where they belonged. Hooray for David, yelled the class. Your act of kindness was the best, cried Mrs. Ruler. Now go on home and do the rest. She jumped off the chair and added the acts of kindness from that week to the wall. Mrs. Ruler and the class counted up all the hearts. By now, the class had done 70 acts of kindness. That's great, but wait, said Mrs. Ruler. There's more in store. Let's keep going and spread more kindness beyond school. There are lots of kind acts you can do in the community. But we're just little kids, said David. How can we do stuff outside our school and house? I'll ask your parents to work with you on community kindness. And I'll help too, said Mrs. Ruler. All it takes is one simple act, one act of kindness that will make the world a better place. If you act from your heart and you do your part, you will end up with 100 acts of kindness altogether. And now the class was really excited, and David was more excited than anyone. A few weeks later, the kids shared their acts of kindness with the community. And Mrs. Ruler added more hearts to the wall. And again, the class counted 1, 2, 3 until they were at 99. Oh no, said Mrs. Ruler. We still need one more. Then she paused and thought for a moment. I know. Let's have a class party. We'll decorate and celebrate 100 acts of kindness, shouted the class. Okay, hooray! 100 acts of kindness. Family kindness, school kindness, and community kindness. Those are all the ways that you can show your kindness. Kindness is cooler, Mrs. Ruler. I hope you got some ideas of how you can be kind. And I know that you are keeping track of things that you've been working on this week as well. Okay, thank you.